Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing great, staying safe and sane and healthy, and everyone's getting along out there. In today's video, we're gonna do an unboxing. I just recently received a new liner, and it's something that I haven't really done on the channel before. Something I haven't really, you know, illustrated how when we get new liners, what all we have to do, the process of unboxing them, and getting them to fit for yourself and that kind of stuff. So if you're doing it at home, this is a really good method, and it's something that works for me. You need basic bare tools. I mean, just bare necessities to get it done. And I mean, if you want and feel more comfortable going to your prosthetist, that kind of thing, by all means, go for it. I'm not going to tell you no or don't do it or anything like that. But the process itself, if they just send one to your house or something kind of similar to what I have here, they will. It's easier than you think to get it done. But I'm going to show you guys today how we do that. So whenever we first get our liners and that kind of thing, they come like super long, like really long. Well, it has to be measured down to your limb to where it'll fit and go up into the crotch area and up high up on your side and that kind of stuff, so your prosthetic doesn't hit. So now the tools that we're going to be using for today is, like I said before, it's going to be just a washcloth, hand sanitizer, a lighter, which is the cool motivated one-legger Bic all blackout lighter, and a silver marker and a pair of scissors. Now the reason we're going to use silver is because these liners right here are black, and you're going to want to use an alternating color. Obviously you're going to want to use, for like, a black liner, use a silver or a white or something like that. And if it's a white or a gray, then you're going to want to use a black or a dark color, something like that, just something that shows up so obvious. So there you go. There is our basic tools that we're going to be using to do this today, and of course our liner. All right, so we have our liner right here. These aren't the boxes they typically come in. I needed the box that it came in for something else, and so I used that box. So this has been repackaged, but we're going to still unbox it nonetheless. So just a second. Let's go here. Our trusty Gerber that was sent to me by my good friend Backwoods 3030. Everybody go subscribe to Backwoods 3030. He's the man. So let's go down through here. All right. Okay. So now, what comes in these boxes when we first get them is this right here. It's going to be this out of the way. You're going to get a guide. That's going to be for the left. This one's for the left, and this one's for the right. Now, give me just a few seconds, and I'll show you how do we use these. So there's your light, your guides that we're going to be using. So put that right here. You get paperwork with it that basically tells you a little bit about it, how it works, that kind of thing, general cleaning methods, that kind of stuff. But we're going to be covering that anyway, so it's a good thing to have, and it's a good book to keep around for all you new amputees out there. This is definitely something that you want to read and learn and study up on, because it's there's a lot of useful information in these. So there you go. Now here is our actual liner itself. Let's take this box, we'll get rid of it. All right, here is what our liners look like when they originally come out of the box. Okay, now it has this big airbag in it that we're about to remove. That's usually, it's not easy to do, so sometimes what you got to do, pop it. There you go. It'll compress, and there you go. It'll pop right out there now. There we go. And this is basically, like I said before, it's just a big empty bag, so it's just filled with air. It keeps them filled up, and it keeps them nice and round, and keeps their shape when they're in transit. So there you go. Let's see. Now you're gonna have this little tag on the end of it. It says remove, because it warns you that it's a magnet. So if you're around any electronics or anything like that, these right here can actually mess with your hard drives, your anything like that. So be very, very careful if you have one of these magnetic liners, and because it can damage electronic stuff. So we're just gonna get rid of this, remove it off there. You can see it's even like it's back like by a magnet on the back of the actual sticker itself. So, all right. Now, there's our liner. Got our tools sitting over here. There's our guide. Everything sitting out right there. There's our guide. There's our book. And this is basically what they come with whenever you first get one. And that's basically the kit, so to speak. Is you'll get this that has everything on it that you're going to want to need. We're not going to be using these as in detail today, but I am going to drop a video in here and show you how to use them and how to line them up and that kind of stuff, because these are very, very useful, and it's very, very good to have. So I'm not going to show you as far as like going up, like matching it up inside your crotch and that kind of stuff, but we are going to use it to mark our liner. So when it comes time for that, what we're going to do is come over with the left. We're going to match it up and start doing our tracing that we're going to be doing. So there you go. We're not there yet. We'll get there here in just a second. So we're going to move all this out of the way, and I am going to actually remove my leg and my liner that I have, and we're going to test and match it up to the one that I already have, and that's the way we're going to be adjusting and doing our liner today. So as you can see, there's a little bit of difference in the length, overall length of these. So this right here is measured out perfect. You can see that they come in what's called a wild length. That means they just run out to whatever. Typically they come anywhere from, I think, 18 to 24 inches, depending on how tall you are. So they have them where you can get, like, if you're a really, really tall person, they have custom ones that you can get, that kind of stuff. And yeah, so what I like to do personally is I'll take this guide right here that we have, and I'll match it up to my old leg. Now, as you can see, it's not perfect. Okay, so it's not going to be exact. You got to go just kind of around, make sure you line it up right. Now, what I've done with this one in particular is I have put it where it can. I have a little bit more extra space that goes up into the crotch area. So basically what happens is your junk isn't hanging off the side of your leg like this. I can show you. And yes, we're going to talk about our junk today. So basically with this part, your male parts are going to be right here, and you don't want them rubbing up against that every time you go to walk. So what I did was take it. If you're a female, I'm sure it's probably a lot easier, but for guys, we have, things, So what I did is, you can see it has this little bit of indentation right here. See how that little bit of material? I don't know if you can see that. But what that is protection for that. And it basically it overlaps the edge of it a little bit and allows a nice little barrier right there. So that's what I do with those. Now, we'll get back to that here in a second. For now, we're going to come straight across. We're going to make sure everything's lined up perfectly like it should. We're going to go straight across. We're going to mark it here. Now, we're going to roll it over onto its top, like so. Then from there, we're going to measure across. And I think what we're going to do is pretty much just come up to this top point. So that'll actually be a lot easier for us today, and a little bit more, you know, a little easier for us to deal with. So we are going to come up main side right here. We're going to scoot this out of the way, come across, step it over just a little bit. Now what we're going to try to do is I'm going to start here. We're going to start drawing, scoring our line all the way around. Okay, right there. Now we should be able to start carrying our line all the way across. There. Now on the other side, same thing. I don't know if you guys see that line that we've drawn. There you go. Now we're going to see where our other line has started from the other side of the form, right there. We're going to dip it down. You're going to come out with a little bit of a bump right there. And that right there is for your butt cheek. See how we got it? Where it's kind of curved a little bit, kind of drops down and then swoops in. That's what we're going to be doing with that. So that's kind of protection for your butt cheek a little bit. Now, go ahead, get our trusty scissors here. We're going to start at this top part, this seam that runs all the way down the middle. We're going to start working our way across. Roll it as you cut it. Roll it as you cut it. Now, we're going to flip her on over like that. And same thing. Just going to follow that line all the way around. You should have a nice little point at the top there. Now, there is our new cut liner. See how it aims down just a little bit? It cones down in the center part right here. Now, that's what you want. So what we're going to do is basically just take your lighter and any of these little threads that are hanging off the edge, that kind of thing, you're just going to kind of take it and just run it along the edge. You don't want to burn that silicone that's in the side there, but you can just kind of go like that along that edge, and it makes it nice and smooth, and I don't want to start fraying on you, that kind of thing. So we're just going to do that all the way across. And these edges right here where they've been burned, where they've been cut, this thread right here will also want to start to come unfrayed. So you're just going to kind of want to put a lighter to it. There you go. Now flip it over on the other side. Same thing. Take the lighter, stick it in there. There you go. All right. So there you go. Now you're done with all that. What you're going to want to do, like I said, it's not a big, long process. It's really not. So, takes maybe, 10, 15 minutes, something like that. If you go into your processes, it's going to take them a little bit longer because what they're going to want to do is measure everything and make sure everything's perfect, and that's fine. That's what you want to do. But with the method that we're doing today, it works out, pretty well for people. So this is what I do personally. I'm not saying that this is the standard or anything like that. This is just what I personally do. So we are going to take our liner, turn it inside out. I don't want to sit on this dirty table, so we'll just do this like this. I'll get that here in a minute. And we'll take our liner, or I'm sorry, our hand sanitizer. Stick it on there like so. At that point, you just basically start cleaning like you would anything else. sure it's really nice and clean and smooth. All that good stuff. And you would basically come get it all cleaned up. And once you do that, we're ready to start putting it on. All right, so as you can see, there's not a whole lot that goes into making them, or I'm sorry, cutting them and, getting them ready for your socket and that kind of stuff. Main thing you want to do is just not go too low and anything like that. If you go too high, obviously that's fine, you can fix it. But I mean, for me right now, this right here feels perfect. Like everything, there's nothing hitting like it should be, nothing's rubbing, anything like that. I mean, I can put all my weight on it pretty much right now, pretty good. So that's pretty awesome. Like I said, I'm not feeling any pain. Nothing's rubbing. Nothing's pushing against anything like it should. So, or nothing's like it shouldn't be. But yeah, I mean, everything seems to be doing good. I can go backwards all right. I can go forwards, side to sides, okay. So like I was just saying that, it's not a whole lot that goes into them. They're pretty basic, pretty simple. Once you get the hang of doing them, I would highly suggest, trying it yourself. Like I was just saying when I was walking just now, you don't want to go too low with it, because if you go too low with it, you've kind of ruined it, and it's very, very expensive. These things can get pretty pricey. So you're going to want to, be very careful with it. Start high and just start kind of working your way down. That'll be a lot better for a lot of people. For the folks that are brand new, that have never gotten a line or anything like that measured for them, I'm going to drop a video here in the end, and you guys can check that out, and it'll demonstrate a little bit more, what goes into it and that kind of stuff. So, there's a lot more to it than what we did today, but I'm also an amputee who has been doing this for a long time, so therefore I already know what to do, that kind of thing. So today, mainly what I wanted to do was just show y'all how I do it. Is it the method that everybody needs to do? No, but there's some good things about it, and there's things that do work well for others that other people can apply to their own personal situation. So, there you have it. But yeah, I'm going to drop that video here in the end, and you guys check that out. And yeah, we'll be right back. So as you can see, there's a lot more that goes into it. There's, they got to measure everything, make sure everything's going perfect, and jiving like it should. Nobody's or nothing's like digging up into areas that it shouldn't be. Um, for below knees, it's a little bit easier because basically what they got to do is just more or less just avoid the kneecap, and that's it. Um, and the reason I say avoid the kneecap is because what it's going to do is start kind of like pulling down on your knee. So what you're going to want to do is have it like where it'll the kneecap and everything will move outside of that versus sitting there just constantly pulling down on your knee every time you go to take a step. So, but for above knees, there's a little bit more that goes into it. There's, just like everything else, there's a whole lot more involved in it. So therefore, we gotta, be more cautious and that kind of stuff as far as cutting them and not going too crazy with it. So, so there you go, guys. I hope you guys found this informative. And like I said, if there's any questions that you guys have or anything like that, feel free to drop them in the comment section below, and I'll gladly answer anything you have to the best of my ability. So, having said that, you guys stay happy, safe, sane, motivated. Don't look back. Don't give a crap what anybody else says, because at the end of the day, it don't matter. See y'all soon.